the New England Patriots think about trading out of number 3, what would it take for the Lions to move up to number 3? And this totally hilarious hypothetical to jump up to try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. You got some scouts that say they prefer Malik Neighbors. I mean, you never know. But Marvin Harrison Jr., his father was an all-time great out of Philadelphia. I mean, even Rasheed Wallace was on a podcast I seen a couple weeks ago saying that he could have been a professional basketball player. He used to hoop with him back in Philly. So, real interesting dude. Real good receiver, lined up on the same side, and nobody really can stop him. I think he said he cut his career short to raise his sons. He got a younger son who posed to be better than Marvin Harrison Jr., you know what I'm saying? So, I'm always for fathers, being in the son's life, and that's usually a huge part of a man's purpose is to raise his kids. So we seen them first look, Big Ten country, Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana, Maryland, welcome UCLA, USC, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Northwestern. We seen them at Ohio State. And I wonder, if you the Lions from 29 to get up to number 3, I think in a way, first off, you be like, well, the Patriots must have won. Don't like some of the quarterbacks that's going to be there at number 3. 2, they might like a quarterback later in the draft than at number 3 wanting to reach. So, I don't know if they like a quarterback at 29, or maybe they don't like none of them. Who knows? But, what would it take at 29 to move up to 3? Obviously, you're talking about 29. You're talking about a next year first round pick. You're probably talking about their second round pick this year. And you're probably talking about a second next year. Just to start. That's probably exactly kind of like what it might take, to move up there and make some moves. And they might even want the 3rd this year or the 3rd next year to get up there and get them. But, I feel like for you to do that for a player, he's awesome. And the Cardinals going to take him at, 4 or 5? That's the plan. But if you're going to move up for all of that, to be honest, you got to be a quarterback. You got to be right at that. Or got to be a true game changer. And for the Lions to do that, their offense would be a problem. Houston offense stole all the headlines getting Stephon Diggs. And what you think you're going to get from Marvin Harrison Jr. as far as production, it's going to be a discount compared to what you pay at T. Higgins. What you going to pay at Stephon Diggs. Well, at the end of the day, you're getting a true number 1 for 5 years until you got to pay him at the minimum or something around there. It sounds really, really good. But we know, Brad, the Lions are not a hotbed for free agents. That's what we do know. They're not a hotbed for free agents. And 2, Brad Holmes has done a great job of replenishing this roster from it being like swallowed in my TD Jakes voice, no Diddy, no pun intended, from Quinn Trisha ripping it of all his talent. So he's done a great job in a short period of time rebuilding the depth, and he ain't done. And you want those picks to rebuild the depth. That's what builds a football team. Is those picks, But if you say I can get a Randy Moss, a Terrell Owens, a Jerry Rice, shout out to Jerry Rice's son, he in this draft. What I didn't like from him, I seen on a podcast with Keyshawn Johnson, he was downplaying his dad. I think Justin Jefferson can catch my dad. I don't think my dad is this. And I be looking like, damn, man, once you realize it be the people closest to you that be hating on you and don't believe in you, bro, I think a lot of us can reach our greatness and tap into our potential. That's what I had to learn. Forget what everybody else thinking. I gotta believe in myself. I can do this. Jay-Z was saying, his uncle was saying, you plan to be a rapper? You plan to do all this? You can't do that. You know, you gotta believe in yourself. Of course, other people not gonna see your vision. But yeah, if they were to do the Marvin Harrison thing, I mean, geez Louise, it'd be so much pressure on him to deliver. You know? But then again, at 29, I mean, you like, I don't really need Marvin Harrison. I mean, we all need it. Pause. But I don't really, you know, can I develop Leggett? Can I get Xavier Worthy? But I can get Keon Coleman a little bit later and do some things with him? What you thinking? Like, if I get a guy like that, you know, that's going to put our offense over the top. But then again, you had some people say, will it mess up the balance? Will you feel a need to get him the football rather than run the ball? We're going to throw the ball even more? You know, and don't forget, people don't talk about the little known issue the Lions got. The little talked about issue they got about third quarters, coming out of halftime, lethargically offensively. So, this is a guy you can put on the outside. This is what his daddy did for a living. You can put him on the right, on the X receiver, the outside, whatever glitter it is. He gonna beat the coverage. You ain't gotta move him. You ain't gotta, you know, move him to get a free release. You ain't gotta scheme him up to get a free release. That man gonna get his release on the outside. You know, it's gonna take a king's ransom to get up there, but hey, if you believe that's a transcendent talent, cool. You know, now if you thought it was the next Lawrence Taylor or the next John Elway, yeah, you going up to get that. Those are prominent positions. You know, so, but yeah, just fun, you know, fun talk, you know. We had some scouts saying, you know, Malik Neighbors was better, because Marvin Harrison Jr. Daddy told him, don't do all that working out. All you doing is to open yourself up to injury. Why I gotta run a 40 and do these pro days? I got 3 years of film at Ohio State. I ain't doing that shit. You're going to see more players start doing that after they seen what happened with David and Jabba with the pro day. He tore his leg up. Really ain't been the same since. And the scouts just didn't nobody help him do nothing. That might be an insurance or legal issue with them trying to help him. But, yeah, I ain't doing all this working out, bro. You see me do all this shit in college. If you like me, you don't like me. But, hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. You got Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.